As we pick up the story, the boys are deeper into the adventure. They're in the car with a most unusual fellow. I like to call this chapter Kansas Kool-Aid.
What do you do in the oil business, Mr. Teeters?
Call me Leon, sonny. His perpetual grin widened. I'm a driller. See them rigs yonder? He pointed across the field towards a number of pumping units. Them's the result of my handiwork. I'm good at what I do. And I draw a right fine wage, too. Heck, firemen. Old Leon's going to buy himself a brand new set of wheels once he gets to Abilene. And you know what sort of ride I'm fixing to purchase?
No. What?
A pink caddy, that's what. A 1958 Cadillac with white wall tires and power steering. Yes, sir. The women love a pink caddy. Ooh, and I do love the ladies.
Wow, sounds swell.
Leon was about to say more, but he caught Nicky Neal's eye in the rearview mirror. Say, Hoss, you mind fetching me one of them brown trout out of the ice bucket? All this John's making my throat kind of scratchy. Nicky Neal scanned his surroundings and spied a metal cooler on the floor behind Leon's seat. He popped the lid and pushed his hand through the ice until it made contact with an object. This it? He asked, holding a long-necked bottle above the seat for Leon's approval. Yep, that's her. Pass it up, champ. Nicky Neal passed the cold glass into Leon's waiting hand and pushed the lid back onto the cooler. With practiced precision, Leon wedged the bottle between his legs and reached for a magnetized opener that clung to the dash. In one deft movement, he popped the cap, flipping it onto the floor. The sound of escaping carbonation made a pleasant hissing noise. Leon returned the opener to its place on the dash and raised the bottle to his lips, slurping the bubbly foam. Ah! Thank you kindly, sonny. That hits the old spot dead center. Burp! Why, excuse me. At the sound of Leon's tumultuous belch, Plukes erupted in laughter. Leon took another long, satisfying swig. As he did, he swerved into the opposite lane of the highway. At that moment, it dawned on Nicky Neal that it wasn't pop their driver was swilling. It was booze, probably beer. His heart sank like a rock in shallow water. Their luck had turned out to be no luck at all. They were done for. Plukes, on the other hand, was still clueless. For all he knew, Leon's frosty brown bottle contained icy orange soda.
What you drinking, Mr. Teeters? Leon?
Leon held the bottle aloft. Why, this here's Kansas Kool-Aid, boy. Want to give her a try?
Oh, sure, I guess so.
Hey, Nicky Neal, fetch me another one of them Kool-Aids, huh? And while you're at it, snag one for yourself. Hot diggity, I reckon we'll just have ourselves a little party. No thanks, Leon. I'll stick with my canteen. Nicky Neal didn't want to test Leon's temper. So he did as he was asked and handed a fresh bottle forward, which Leon promptly opened and passed to Plukes. Nicky Neal sank back in his seat, not wanting to believe what was happening. He knew he had to come up with something to get them out of this jam. Meanwhile, there was Plukes, perched in the front seat like the king of Siam. One elbow rested on the windowsill. In the opposite hand, he clutched an ice-cold bottle of beer. And he was swigging away on the stuff like he did it every day. Nicky Neal thought about ordering Leon to stop the car and let them out. But Leon was partying, and if he got mad, there was no telling what he might do. How do you like it, Plukes?
Great stuff, Leon. Once you get used to it.
Plukes took another long pull at his bottle and then began to giggle.
Oh, and it quenches my thirst, too.
You betcha. A Kool-Aid a day gets a man on his way. Ha ha.
Kansas Kool-Aid? Wonder why Mama never brought any home for us.
Excuse me, Leon, Nicky Neal interrupted as their newfound friend prepared to deliver another pearl of wisdom. Why is it you call this car the Yellow Hawk? Is there a story behind that? Story? Oh, you betcha there's a story behind that name. He shot a knowing wink at Plukes. This here's a 53 Chevy, and it's yeller as canned corn, huh? Am I right? It's the most yellowest car Chevrolet ever done made. Yes, sir. That's true. It's definitely yellow. Aha! Leon drained the contents from the bottle he was holding and flicked the empty container through the window. Fetch me another, Snicky Sneal, and be quick about it. He glanced at Plukes. And a second round for my pal George.
Yeah,
Plukes twisted in his seat. Both of them were shouting now when they spoke.
Another Kool-Aid for George, and be quick about it, Snicky Sneal.
While Plukes reveled in his impersonation of Leon, Nicky Neal passed another round to the front seat. As he handed Plukes' bottle to him, he shot his friend a nasty glare, but Plukes hardly noticed. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah, the Yellow Hawk. Leon paused to hoist his bottle. Okay. She's yellow, you got that part. I tacked the hawk onto the name because, he flashed an insane grin in the mirror, because she can really fly. Yee-hoo! Leon's foot slammed against the gas pedal, and the car lurched forward as if it had been shot from a cannon.
Hey, Leon, what do you do with an empty bottle?
Pitch it! Pitch it! Pitch it high and watch it fly!
Okay.
Plukes' head flopped up and down in loose agreement.
Here goes.
He poked his arm through the open window and hurled the bottle skyward. An instant later, the empty came crashing down upon the hood, glass shattering everywhere. Yee, dogies, Plukes! Bullseye! Nicky Neal slouched back in his seat. He'd promised Plukes adventure all right, but he hadn't counted on things being so crazy. And he sure as heck hadn't planned on any action this soon. If they lived through this, he promised himself, he'd be more careful in the future. 100! Leon crowed. Look at Plukes, Bob. We're topping 100 miles an hour. Yeah, this is it, boys. This is living.